Call a meeting of the Marshall County Fiscal Court to order Tuesday, December 1st, 2015. Our guest today, Mr. Robert Chandler. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Kevin, and thank the Fiscal Court for letting me come and talk to you. We have been busy this year. Most of the year we've been in the hospital, but the good news is I'm not asking for anything today. I would like to tell you I have been busy since October. I've been to Frankfurt twice. The van that we have for the veterans van got a little over 100,000 miles on it now. And it's a big van. If y'all haven't seen it, it's sitting at Kevin's office, in front of Kevin's office at the sheriff's office. But it's a big van, and it's got a door for wheelchair people to get in. So I went to Frankfurt and talked to the Secretary of Transportation, and she's going to get me another van. They're going to give me the van, but what I would like to check and see if we could add it to the Marshall County fleet that we do have to insure it, and hopefully maybe some gas for it. And if you tell me no, then that's fine. I have another option. I can give the van to Marion, VA. I don't like to do that because they won't let me, Marion, if I give it to them, then I'm not allowed to transport anybody from their home to Paducah or to Marshall County Hospital. They won't allow it. They will not allow me to do that, so I've been using my vehicle for that. That's okay. But they're going to give me the van, and like I said, I talked to her, and she called me back November the 23rd, and she said she was looking at 3 to give me, and as soon as she picks out one, then my wife and I are going to go pick it up. So y'all think about it, and I asked Emily if it would be too much of an expense to add the van to the fleet that Marshall County has now, and she says she's going to look into that too. My 5 drivers, the 4 drivers that I have, as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to make a run right now. I got to pick Steve Nixon up. I'm finding him. He lives on Dr. Smith Street in Calvert City. I got to find that. But I'm going to pick him up here in a few minutes and take him to Marion. But David Green drives for me, Ronald Parrish drives for me, Richard Page drives for me, and Leonard Hart drives for me. But this other van, it's going to be like a minivan. It's not going to be another big van. This is going to be like a Chrysler minivan or something, where I can get better gas mileage to run to Marion, Nashville, St. Louis, that we do run to, and it's more comfortable, and I'm hoping it's got about 20,000 miles or less on this van. And that's all I need. I just wanted to warn you in advance and to see if y'all would take this van into the fleet, if you would. Then I can drive it in parades and everything else, and I'd like to do that too. And that's all I've got. We made, I will tell you, we made 38 runs this year. Today be 39. I haven't made many of them. I made about 3. My other drivers have made the rest of them. And I do want to thank the Fiscal Court for everything that you do for the veterans van. Every time I've asked, you've always said yes, and you never told me no. So I appreciate that so much. Y'all have been very good to us, and we thank you. But y'all think about that. When I get the van, I'll come back and talk to you then. Okay? Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Questions?
And I believe Dr. Smith Drive, is that not
Yeah,
up
if you
by
know how to
Gary
get to
Smith?
Claude Green, you know where Claude Green's tire is?
Yeah.
You're on the right road.
You're on the road.
You go in 95 and come to the railroad track and take
Yeah.
a right. and
Take a right.
First possible left, and you're there.
Okay.
Dr. Smith
Well,
Lane.
Kevin gave me a GPS. I get to try it out today. I'm going to see if I can't find
I wish
it.
I hadn't told you now, see if it worked.
Hey, what? Yeah, I see him picking up Steve Wixom. He's in bad shape. His feet's in bad shape. Any questions for me?
Appreciate it,
Okay.
Robert.
Appreciate it, Robert.
Okay, thank y'all for letting me talk.
Thank you.
The next guest is Bobby Gifford.
Thank you, Judge. On the
Water Vision side, we are at the end of the Oak Level and Brewer's tank. We had the court approved a $1.2 million budget on this, and I thought that I'd already secured all the funds from KIA, but I have not. I need to ask for, right now I'm at $1,080,000 of the $1.2 million that we using on this project, and I need to ask for the additional $107,500 from KIA, but I need the court to take action on this. We have not done it as of date. What I'm going to finish with, we've already bid the pumps, and that bid was $61,995. Then I've got $31,000 in electric and HVAC for the booster station, and the telemetry for the tank itself was $13,000. I've already paid $3,100 of that, so that additional funds will just about, well, it will actually just deplete that money. I'd ask you all that I couldn't determine at the time, and I asked the court to earmark $15,000 additional dollars for this. I don't think I'm going to have to use that. It's a possibility that somewhere shy of 5,000 of that 15 I might have to use. Something could happen along the way that unforeseen, but for now I need approval to make the application for the extending the loan fund $107,500 to finish out the $1.2 million.
You ever got that information?
That's the pump station over the hospital.
Yes.
My question was, the other commissioners, I haven't received any of the figures or information until now. Is it possible that we can, in the future, get a copy of what you're talking about before?
Oh, you mean I'm sorry, some of you guys wasn't here when the court approved the $1.2 million
Oh, okay. Well,
for the budget, and I just hadn't, part of it was loan and part of it, $800,000 was grant, and it were going up to $400,000 loan. And I've only gotten $275,000 of the loan thus far. I think it's already budgeted for the repayment of that, I believe, and I just hadn't gotten the money out. But there's no, well, there is a little bit of problem. I've got bills to pay, and I just didn't realize I hadn't gotten the rest of the funds out.
I believe you said was it Alan Scott you communicated with? Is that who you communicated with?
Yes, with KI, yes.
Said that if the report or request is submitted, that the funds would be coming in?
Yes, I just have to send an email, and they'll send a letter for your signature, and the funds will be available.
Is there something in addition that y'all want to look at?
Bob obviously knew it had been done previously, but you haven't knowledge of this.
approved.
Johnny has no knowledge, and I have no knowledge, so it's hard to vote on something you don't know
What was the date
about.
that was approved? Do you remember?
Oh, gosh, that was just back.
2013,
13,
Yeah.
probably.
I think.
yes.
It was in 2013. We had, we received an $800,000 grant out of, was that
Fund B?
Fund B?
Yeah.
Which is unheard of, to have that large, usually a 50/50 grant, and this was more like a
was a
80/20 or
80/20.
70/30 or whatever, and so we're gonna have to put up, some loan dollars, and then we were set to already had it in the budget to take care of those loan payments as needed, and this is the ending of that loan.
Yeah, and I believe the money that needs to be requested, that didn't get done, so that's why.
No, that's correct.
Right, yeah,
I
that's
just,
it's
I
just
thought
a
I'd already gotten
formality.
the entire 1.2, and in reality, I'd only gotten $1,075,000.
Right.
And I just overlooked asking for the other.
Right, so they're saying if
$107,000.
we send the request, that the money's there, but we just have to send the request for it.
I would move that we, that we move forward with this request for those funds.
Entertain a motion to move forward with the funds.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
On Sanitation District 2 at Graftonville, I've gotten the okay to start the application process for the monies that the court's been working on to help them out. I'll start that application process. Right now, they're getting me information I need to complete that. That will not run through the Fiscal Court. That'll run through the Sanitation Board itself. But we've been wondering if we were going to be able to still do this, and they gave us the okay this week. And then on Sanitation District number 1, I've solicited bids for the rehab of the lift stations. It's in the paper of record for the county, and I will open them on the 14th of December and have for you all a recommendation of accepting bids on the 15th.
Anybody else got anything?
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby. No correspondence. We'll go into old business. Everyone has seen the minutes. Make a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes is written.
Second.
Motion is made. Is there, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I think Jason is going to talk to us about the Big Bear Park easement. Update us on that.
Yes, Judge, this, I looked at this, it's been 3 or 4 months ago probably, and the question that I had, the language is, of course, as you can probably imagine, is boilerplate language that they use for every easement pretty much that they have. There was one provision in there that was a little bit concerning to me, and that was basically it put the burden on us if there was any pollution or anything that was spilled in the area for us to be responsible for the cleanup. Obviously, that caused me some concern because this is a public access beach, and we don't patrol down there, 24/7. So it's impossible for us to keep tabs on that property 24/7, 365. So I emailed, and the name escapes me right now who I emailed, but anyway, he said that he would be happy to entertain some language changes if I wanted to submit those. He did give me a forewarning that he would pass it on to the legal department. They may accept it, they may not. I get the feeling it's probably a take it or leave it type of a situation for us. So I sent that on Wednesday, and
Nicholas Morris, I believe.
yes, that's who it was. So hopefully we'll hear back from him sooner rather than later, and we'll update you.
Next one is the South Marshall Fire District Board. They actually merged, so they got a new board. I'm going to read the names here that were identified for the board, and we're going to approve the members of the board: Mike Alexander, Marcia Searles, Jean Petite, Gary Freeman, Harry Holliday, Kenneth Jones, and June Hudson. Those are the board members for South Marshall Fire Protection District.
And those are labeled in their capacity as landowners,
Firefighters.
firefighters, and
The two firefighters, Mike Alexander and Marcia Searles, landowners, Gene and Gary, and then the appointments, Harry, Kenneth, and June from the board. So entertain a motion to approve South Marshall Fire Protection.
Motion to approve those board appointments.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We go on to new business. Appointment for the library board. I got a letter. I'll read it to you. November 18th. Dear Judge Neal, since the term of Bruce Lyles of the Marshall County Public Library Board of Trustees will expire on December 1st, 2015, we hereby submit the following names for your consideration in filing this vacancy. It's a new 4-year term. The two names, Paul Thurman, 122 County Trace here in Benton, and Lisa Parker, 836 Clark Lane here in Benton. As required by KRS 173, this appointment is to be made by you with the approval of the Fiscal Court. Please send copies of your order and the resulting Fiscal Court action to my office for our official files. That's from Wayne Ongst. That's the State Librarian and Commissioner. So I'll make a motion to select which one, Paul Thurman or Lisa Parker. We have to select one.
I think Bruce Lyles has served, and the reason he's going off is term limitations, and he was the acting treasurer of the Library Association, and I would, very important and time-consuming job, and I would propose that we appoint Paul Thurman. I think that's what they plan to use him for, that.
I can certainly second Paul
Second that.
Thurman. Yes, sir.
Yes, he's fine.
Make a motion for Paul Thurman to be identified. Got the first and second. All
So
those in
moved.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Next item is to go over ordinance 201507, be the first reading, fee pooling for the sheriff's office. Jeff, I think you're going to read that.
Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Section 1, whereas the Attorney General's opinion 74-1 and Kentucky Revised Statutes 67.080 and 67.083 provide the authority for fiscal court to install fee pooling, and whereas the budget for the Marshall County Fiscal Court is dependent upon the county's ad valorem taxes, which are not normally due and payable until after November 1st of each year, which causes a cash flow problem for the county and the sheriff for the time periods before and after tax season. And whereas the fiscal court is attempting to pursue sound fiscal policy and streamline the spending and the accounting of county funds in an effort to more efficiently manage services and operations for the citizens of Marshall County. And whereas in an effort to maintain services and cash flow, it is the consensus of the fiscal court and the opinion of various members thereof, a fee pooling system would be the most commercial, economical, and beneficial measures to maintain fiscal soundness of the county. And whereas numerous items are budgeted by the fiscal court for the Marshall County Sheriff's Office and paid for out of county funds through the sheriff's, although the sheriff holds funds and also only pays excess monies into the fiscal court for the sheriff's contribution to the fiscal health of the county. Nevertheless, it is deemed by the fiscal court that the fiscal health of the county would be better served if the monies were turned over to the fiscal court on a monthly basis. And now therefore, the fiscal court of Marshall County enacts the ordinance, which shall be known and may be cited as the Marshall County pooling for the sheriff ordinance, the fee pooling system, that from and after January 1st, 2016, all net income and net fees from the office of the Marshall County Sheriff shall be paid over to the county treasurer, such payment to be on a monthly basis no later than the 10th day for each month for the net income and fees collected in the preceding month. And net income and net fees shall mean all income and fees collected less only approved transmittals to governmental agencies and refunds to customers, and the expenses and expenditures of the office of the Marshall County Sheriff shall be pre-approved and paid by the county treasurer in accordance with the payment practices adopted by the Marshall County Fiscal Court herein, and the sheriff shall draw no checks upon the fee account other than the check to pay over the net income and net fees of the fee account to the county treasurer, and that the ordinary bills of the Marshall County Sheriff shall not be paid until approved by the fiscal court, and no salaries or expenses of the Marshall County Sheriff or his employees shall be paid, and if the fee officer is delinquent in the payment of 1 month's fee income, in case of delinquencies, the said salaries and expenses shall only be paid at such time as delinquencies have been corrected. All procurement requests shall be made as required by the fiscal court and implemented by the county treasurer. The provisions of this ordinance are severable, and if any provision or part thereof shall be held invalid or unconstitutional or inapplicable to any person or circumstance, such any validity, unconstitutionality, or inapplicability shall affect or impair the remaining provision of this ordinance. That is the first reading.
Okay, that's the first reading. I believe the second reading we'll schedule for December 15th, our next scheduled fiscal court meeting.
How's this gonna impact the treasurer's office, Emily?
Basically, what I understand is the majority of the things we are already doing, for the sheriff's office, such as payroll, the other treasurers that I've talked to that have went through this process, that they generally weren't doing payroll and things like that. So I think the only thing will be that we'll have a few more bills that we're gonna have to pay each time.
I think it might be considerably more than a few, but
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know how many bills they pay down there. I would assume that it should be equivalent to, say, the road departments or something like that, but that I believe is gonna be the major impact. I will have to work closely with DLG because of the way our fiscal years fall versus his fiscal year. We will have to make several amendments to our budget to reflect his 2016 budget. So that will change, but
well, okay.
May I ask questions?
Sure.
Of the fiscal court members, prior to this week, was any of this ever discussed with y'all? Or is this the first you've heard of doing this?
No, I heard of, I had already,
It has been discussed with you that this is what's.
yesterday, yes.
Yesterday?
Yes.
I said prior to this week. But
Well, it was yesterday when I got word of it.
I was aware, not that we were going to do it, but just the thought process.
okay. Do you think, being the chief law enforcement officer of this county, that it should have been discussed and presented to me as well?
Don't disagree with that. We've had that, I've had a little bit of discussion with the judge about that.
My understanding,
That's
when you
his,
have,
I think that's his, I guess that's his purview, but I thought it could have been discussed a little bit sooner and some information exchanged
It has
before the
not
reading.
been discussed with me, and there was a meeting last week, and that's when it was first brought up. And I don't feel like a week prior to the first reading is enough of a discussion. And matter of fact, I think it was very deceitful and underhanded the way it was went about and done.
Let me say something about that, Sheriff. This is a system, fee pulling is not new.
It's not new.
Hang on, it's not new. It's not something that other counties aren't doing. So the way you question that, any communication with the members up until a week ago, it's not really entirely fair because it's not the whole picture. Fee pooling is another option that's on the table that this court can actually look at. Now, there is nowhere does it state that there has to be communication with the sheriff, nor does it state that there is a timeline. Now,
But
I know you're
You
frustrated.
did say that your main goal was open lines of communication with the entire county government. That's not open lines of communication. That is dictating, in my opinion.
Well, again, that's not accurate. You came to my office and we spoke, okay? That's the first step of open line of communications. I can't dictate
A week
your
prior
behavior.
to, a week prior to this meeting is not discussion of this. And from my understanding, you are not going to budge on this in any way. This is what you want to do, so there is going to be no discussion, from what I understand, correct?
That's what we discussed, yes. So
I do not have a dog in the race, in other words.
at this point, no.
Okay. I just want to make sure that the public is clear that,
From
that
my
I
perspective,
have no,
there will be a vote December 15th.
that I have no interest in this in any way according to you, that it's just whatever y'all want to do, that whether I oppose it or not, doesn't matter what my opinion is.
Your opinion has been noted, but,
You still didn't answer the question.
My
My opinion does
opinion
not
is the
matter, does it
same.
not?
okay. I'm not going to get into an argument with you. There's no
I'm just asking a
deceitfulness here.
simple question, and you're not answering it.
I think my understanding is between the first and the second reading of an ordinance, we obviously didn't have a vote one way or the other. We have,
Right.
if it's to be decided and put to a vote on December 15th, we've got 2 weeks to
Correct.
discuss this and listen to opinions, which I'm certainly open to do so. And,
Correct. And this is a process. You present it, it's the first reading. There is no deceitfulness, okay? It's your opinion, but I just want to be clear that this is another option that this fiscal court can look at to manage the taxpayers' money. That's my responsibility, to bring that,
Why is it not being?
hang on, to bring that to the fiscal court, okay? That's what we're doing here
Why
today.
is it not being done with all fee offices?
I'm sorry?
Why is it not being done with all fee offices? Why single out the sheriff's office?
You're not being singled out.
I beg to differ with you because there's
Communicating
other
with
fee
McCracken
offices.
County. The McCracken County, when they did their fee pulling with their sheriff's department. Todd County, you're looking at this from a different perspective, and I think your emotions are getting the best of you. I understand that you're
I'm just
in,
asking questions, Judge.
Yeah.
Why is the other fee offices not included in this?
because they're not. Your office right now is the only one.
Why are they not? You're not answering the question. Just because they're not is not an answer.
Well, that
Explain-
is the answer.
Explain to me why they are not being included.
I explained that to you already.
Because they're not.
That's right.
That's not an explanation.
Well-
That is,
We're not going to get into that, okay? Gentlemen, y'all have heard. We're going to move on. The next issue on the table is going to be the infra fund transfer. Emily?
On November 23rd, 2015, I needed to move $250,000 from the occupational tax administrator to the road fund. I did do that. I am asking for approval now. It was a budgeted transfer, budgeted subsidy transfer. So this is to bring that to your attention.
Motion to approve the transfer.
Second? All right. Motion's been made. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approve payment of the bills. Everyone's seen the bills?
Make a motion to pay the bills, Judge.
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, subject to audit. I want to put on here, just for your information, I sat down with Wayne Shelton, who's a CPA, basically just to do a agreement of procedures. From the day that I was sworn in, he's going to come in, sit down, and just make sure that our procedures to this date, we're doing things correct. I've spoken with other judge executives and asked them if they would have done anything different, and several of them said that that was probably one of the first things they would have done. It would have saved a lot of headaches. So just for your information, he's supposed to be getting back with me as far as a quote, how much that's going to cost. So I will bring that back to the board as soon as he gets back to me. Anybody got any questions?
I think it's something healthy to do, just like getting a checkup, you see where you are and some of the things you may need to tweak a little bit. So I have no problem with that.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I've got
Oh, go
something
ahead.
I'd like to just think about. I've got a conflict on January 19. So if we could move that to Monday or some other day, I've got that week I'll be in DC. I've got some meetings I've got to go to.
I'm open to the
I'm
Monday
open to
before, if that's okay. with you.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
Isn't
that.
that,
Martin?
before is Martin Luther King Day, I think.
It is.
So I can do it the Friday before either, which would be the 15th.
That would work. Fine
Could
for
we
me.
just look for sure? I don't have a 2016
Calendar?
book in front of me.
And
but
that's
I-
why I brought it up now, so
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can check it next meeting will be fine and see how, if everybody, when they can. It's something I've gotta, anyway, we'll be having some discussions about some DHS issues, some things I really don't need to miss. I can't hardly move this meeting.
I
I
don't
don't-
have any problem with Fridays other than morning court, so it would need to be in the afternoon if it's on a Friday.
I mean, at any time would suit me, that previous week or the Monday, or, we could have court, probably couldn't have it on the Monday then, I don't guess, but that Friday, the next Friday, the 22nd, I think I can do that, I'll be back by then. So, kind of see where everybody is.
Okay.
Appreciate
Fifteenth
it.
would be a lot better for me.
When was that, Johnny?
The 15th, Friday
15th.
before that'd be the best for me, but whatever.
We'll take a look at that and make sure there's no conflicts.
What is Friday, January 15th?
It's a Friday, yep.
All right.
Doc
Entertain.
and, Doc and Johnny, they have devices that have calendars on.
Oh, my gosh.
This works better for me.
Been some good moves the last 20 years in calendars.
He's got an abacus below him, so. Entertain a motion to
Judge.
adjourn.
Oh, there's a guy here maybe wanting to ask a question
About what?
about a road.
Oh. Come on up here.
Thank you.
What's your name? I'm sorry.
My name's Jeff Risley. I've never been to anything like this before, so I don't really. My wife and I are looking to buy a piece of property in Marshall County, and the property the property line runs along a subdivision that has a county road that runs up to it. And at the end of the road, it has a cul-de-sac, and at the end of that cul-de-sac is a 27 by 50 foot that's not finished out. And my wife, we're just trying to see if there's a way for the county to take that 27 by 50 over to gain us access into the property. I don't know where else to go. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how else to go about it. The gentleman who owns the property,
Where's this property at?
Sunny Acres is the subdivision, and it's Hunter's Lane is the road that runs through there. I guess it's Sharp School Road, runs out to Scale Road there. It's a piece of property out there. There is access to it from the Scale Road side, but it wouldn't be, it's not an economical piece for us that would be able to do if we were to come in from Scale Road on the property. We'd have to build an 8-acre driveway, and I can't, it just wouldn't be, it wouldn't be an economical thing, it wouldn't be a good business thing, it wouldn't. So if we could gain access right through on the plot, or the plots and things, it shows it going to the property line with deed marks. Now, I haven't had it surveyed. We're just taking.
Bring the plat here.
I have two, there's two there. There's the 2003 and the 2000. There's the original.
Okay. Show me, where's the road that you're talking about?
Right here.
Oh, right
Are
in
you
the middle.
proposing to purchase this?
Yes.
Have you talked to the surveyor to see why this box is configured like it is?
I have not. I talked to a surveyor, and he said that the way I described him to what I had here, and he said usually there's stobs or stakes at a certain spot, and I told him I don't know if that's what that means.
Well, that's what these dots mean, but there's got to be determination of why that there's a line outside this cul-de-sac.
Well, speaking with Russ, he told me that the county won't take over a road if it has a dead end, so they had to put the cul-de-sac in it.
I don't think this box really means anything.
Okay.
I think that's just what they.
We haven't had anything surveyed. We're trying to get these I mean, if I can't have access there, I mean, I don't want to spend the money to have it surveyed because I wouldn't be purchasing the land then. I mean, I'm not in a financial state to shell that kind of money out right now until I know we're able to purchase.
I think the position that we're at right now is we're going to have to first look and make sure that we can legally go forward with it.
And we're not trying to do
Sure,
anything illegal.
sure.
We just, I mean, we're interested in the property. It'd be a great place to raise a family and
Sure.
I want to be in this area.
At this point, that area is apparently not in the, but that area that connects them, it either is part of the county road system or it's not.
That's my question.
Okay.
I don't know where to go to get that information.
Do you think it is?
I don't know, I mean,
How many feet did Casey say Hunter's Lane is?
I took a measuring tape out there and it's 27 feet on that end there that it says 27 feet from the edge there.
Would you mind coming back? Is it your concern that if you buy this property here, that you're not buying this strip? Is that what your concern is?
My concern is if I buy this property, I want to come through to build my home right here, as
You wanna
opposed to
be able to
driving
get
in
to
8
this.
acres.
So you want to be able to get to this cul-de-sac, right?
Yes, I want to tie into the road.
For these people, and this is public for these people's own lives.
That was our
Yeah, it's
question.
public, but not county, right?
Well, he's saying that it's been dedicated to the county, but it is a county road.
But this is right here.
Yes. It would depend on how many people like an end to it, if it gets stopped here or stopped.
I mean, if it abuts right here, then I don't see any.
I hate to take your guys' time on this.
No. This, you're at the right place. We may not be able to answer it
I was
today.
going to say, I'm not looking for an answer right this minute.
Sure.
I'm no means, we're just, we're trying to put the ball in motion to move.
Let's
Get
talk for
your
a minute after
information.
court.
Can you get his information, Jason?
Yeah, let's talk for a minute after court.
Okay,
You're at the right place.
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I have one thing I was just going to update the fiscal court and the community. The Aurora Bridge span is being moved as we speak. That process has started about 7:15 this morning. So all river traffic and road traffic, you probably get some complaints about that, but it is shut down. I had a briefing in the safety meeting this morning about 6 o'clock, sent the boats out, and it's being moved as we speak. So hopefully by the end of late this evening, it'll be up and sitting on top of them piers.
Good. Appreciate it. Anybody else got anything? All right, make a motion to adjourn.
So move, Judge.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.